This is Mac OS Ken.
Updates for all of your Apple gear, considering the current stock slump, and maybe block out some time on Tuesday after next. It's Tuesday the 9th of March, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macosken. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. We begin the day with loud noises.
Red alert, red
Red
alert,
alert,
red
alert,
alert,
red
red
alert,
alert.
With betas on the way for iThings and Apple Things, each was preempted on Monday with quick fixes for just about everything Apple makes. iDownload blog ran a piece early in the day announcing the surprise arrival of iOS and iPadOS 14.4.1. I'm guessing they spent the next few hours adding to that piece, though. By the time I got to it, it also announced the arrival of macOS Big Sur 11.2.3 and watchOS 7.3.2. A quick visit to the security pages for each update revealed yet another release, Safari 14.0.3 for macOS Catalina and macOS Mojave. No opening things with your face without seeing your face for these updates. No ECG updates, nor AirPlay your fitness stuff. Near as I can figure, each of the updates addressed a single WebKit vulnerability. The problem, or impact, according to Apple's notes, processing maliciously crafted web content may lead to arbitrary code execution. The fix addressed a memory corruption issue with improved validation. I tend to be a wait a few days then update kind of guy. You'll want to go ahead and update for this one. If you haven't been watching Apple shares lately, way to be zen. Apple Insider has been watching them. It's not really giving them the agita, but it's not the most fun right now. According to the report, Apple slipped below a $2 trillion market cap Monday. That's the first time it's done that in 2021. Shares closed at $116.36, giving Cupertino's own a market cap of $1.96 trillion. What's the deal? Well, most people say things are tough all over tech right now. Quoting Apple Insider, the drop in Apple's share price comes amid a broader decline among technology stocks. Since the 16th of February, the Nasdaq 100 has declined by more than 10%, according to Business Insider. Analysts believe investors are rotating out of tech stocks and into value or cyclical stocks that'll benefit from the impending economic reopening. Now, I say most people say things are tough all over tech, because there's always one. And that one is often named the Sacconator. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note from Bernstein research analyst Tony Sacconaghi. Despite tech being tough across the board, he thinks Apple's decline is unique to Apple. Quoting his note, several investors have suggested that Apple's weakness is attributable to the increased short interest in large-cap tech names and indices following the Reddit GameStop short squeeze. The disparate performance in FANG stocks since then suggests to us this is not the case, and that Apple's move has been driven by largely stock-specific factors. Basically, he thinks the stock got too hot last year, and he doesn't see what's going to make it better anytime soon. There's a perceived lack of catalysts and more limited likelihood of significant revisions going forward, in his estimation. A couple of things worth noting. First, he does say, over the last year, Apple has followed its traditional historic seasonal pattern of outperforming meaningfully in advance of iPhone product releases and not outperforming thereafter. While this would seem to suggest an upswing and then some by September, Sacconaghi says next year's iPhone cycle will likely not offer compelling new functionality. He's also worried about tough compares for Mac and iPad in the second half of this year. But probably the biggest thing to remember, he has been wrong about Apple for the past 2 years. Well, wrong is one word for it. Conservative is another. Overly conservative are 2 more. Wrong also works. Sacconaghi has a market perform rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $132, which almost reads as a buy these days since shares are trading $16 below that right now. That's not investment advice, by the way. I don't give investment advice. I give attitude. I don't follow the Motley full year round, but I got hip to their take Monday through Mac Daily News. Quoting the Fool, when you get wholesale declines across the board like this, they tend to signal a broader trend rather than anything specifically wrong with particular stocks. Monday's move looks like investors rejecting mega-cap NASDAQ stocks regardless of their respective merits. That kind of mindless selling pressure can create opportunities when one or more stocks have competitive advantages compared to others. So says the Fool. With 1/4 of March out of the way, you may be wondering whether Apple is planning a March event for this year. A couple of leakers say yes. Middle of the night, Sunday night, Monday morning, MacRumors ran a piece that had the Twitter account of someone the site calls a reputable Chinese leaker, saying Apple will hold an event of some sort on the 23rd of March. That is the same day as the planned 1+9 new product launch event, according to the same individual. Standing in agreeance is other Apple leaker John Prosser. Later in the day on Monday, a piece from iMore had Prosser taken to the Twitterverse with a 2-tweet thread. Tweet number 1 simply said, 23. Tweet number 2 said, updated info from a reliable source, products that are ready, AirTags, iPad Pro, AirPods, Apple TV. Take that however you like, said Prosser. iMore's take on those product possibilities pretty much seems to be, yep. AirTags have been rumored since the before times. The time's about right for new AirPods and an iPad Pro. Then there's the other thing. Apple TV is a whole different beast, according to iMore. The site goes on to say very, very overdue. A new Apple TV could take various forms, with many hoping a Fire TV stick-like device is in Apple's future. The more the company tries to promote Apple TV Plus, the more a low-cost streaming stick makes sense. Personally, I would like to see an Apple TV Plus with a faster processor and more storage for all the Apple Arcade games I keep playing once and forgetting I have. I think that would really take my not playing to the next level. Apple may move a chunk of its iPhone 12 production from China to India. At least that's the word from a business news source in India. Apple Insider highlights a piece from that country's Business Standard that says the Cupertino company may shift as much as 10% of iPhone 12 production from the Middle Kingdom to the subcontinent. The piece lists a few reasons for the potential move. For starters, Apple may want to make iPhone 12s more affordable for consumers in India. Phones produced outside the country are hit with pretty high import fees. Those are passed on to the consumer or not, since consumers either can't or won't buy phones with high import fees. Apple may also be looking to take advantage of production-linked incentives set up by the Indian government. And finally, the company has been trying for a while to get some of its manufacturing eggs out of the one basket that is China. While some production will reportedly move away from China, it apparently won't move away from Foxconn. Not all of it anyway. Sources say Foxconn will start iPhone 12 production in India soon. Pegatron is also expected to produce iPhone 12s for Apple in India, though Foxconn will beat them to that particular punch. Wistron will almost definitely sit this round out. That's due to the probation it's under, which is due to the riot at its factory late last year, which was due to the poor working conditions at said factory. More news in a moment, but first a word from Headspace. Meditation made simple. Headspace makes it easy for you to build a life-changing meditation practice with mindfulness that works on your schedule, anytime, anywhere. It's the app and the variety of programs available. They've got mindfulness workouts, like actual physical workouts, a meditation for when you're out walking, SOS sessions for high-stress moments, even guided meditations to help you sleep. I like the walking one. I appreciate the SOS sessions. And the Basics program has given me the tools to take a moment, calm myself, and focus, even without the app. Headspace is backed by 25 published studies on its benefits, 600,000 five-star reviews, and over 60 million downloads. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/macOSCan. That's headspace.com/macOSCan for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. This is the best deal offered right now. Head to headspace.com/macOSCan today. If you were hoping to grab an iMac Pro while supplies last, it looks like we've moved past the going stage and the going stage. I told you yesterday that Apple had confirmed that it would sell through whatever iMac Pros it had and that would be the end of the line. Now MacRumors says the machine is showing on Apple's site as currently unavailable in the US and Canada. That said, the device may only be mostly dead at this point. MacRumors says currently unavailable can sometimes see a product come back in stock, so the iMac Pro may not be sold out for good at this time. The machine is still available in Europe and Asia Pacific, for example, with 2 to 3 week shipping estimates. Anyway, it was yesterday. Back here in the States, other outlets offer no iMac Pro joy. Apple Insider ran a piece Monday saying that authorized resellers, including Amazon, have run out of stock. My check of Best Buy's site shows the machine as unavailable nearby when I try to few zip codes around the country. And a visit to the B&H photo site lists the machine as discontinued. Still more potential trophies for Ted Lasso, as well as a couple of movies on Apple TV+. Apple Insider says nominees were announced Monday for the 73rd Annual Directors Guild of America Awards and the 32nd Annual Producers Guild of America Awards. DGA nominations for Apple TV Plus include Amanda McBain and Jesse Moss for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Documentary for their work on Boys State, Zach Braff for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Comedy Series for the Ted Lasso episode Biscuits, and MJ Delaney for the same award for the Ted Lasso episode The Hope That Kills You. As for the PGA nominations, the team behind Wolfwalkers was nominated in the category Outstanding Producer of Animated Theatrical Motion Pictures, while the team behind Ted Lasso was nominated in the category Outstanding Producer of Episodic Television Comedy. The 73rd Annual DGA Awards will be held on Sunday, the 10th of April. The PGA Awards will be held on Wednesday, the 24th of March. Apple's working with Common Sense Media on curated podcasts for kids. They're not making podcasts. Rather, a piece from The Verge says the Cupertino company and the nonprofit will suggest content for kids in 4 categories to start. Those include narrative storytelling, shows picked by kids, mysteries and dramas, and Common Sense's all-time picks. I'm just saying, if they're picking shows for kids, then a list that has kids picking shows is, it's kind of, The content will draw from the likes of Tinkercast, American Public Media, WNYC Studios, Rebel Girls, and Nickelodeon. The Verge says the collections will be updated monthly, with new themes being tied to important historical and cultural moments, like Women's History Month. For now, at least, the initiative is only for the U.S. The list should be available in the Podcasts app and through Apple Podcasts online. And finally today, when Apple announced Apple TV Plus a couple of years ago, the company said great stories can change the world. They're looking to tell such stories now through a new partnership. The Mac Observer says the Cupertino streamer has partnered with a new production company formed by women's rights activist and youngest Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai. According to the report, her production company, called Extracurricular, will produce an array of content, including dramas, comedies, documentaries, animation, and children's series. And speaking of the partnership, Yousafzai was quoted as saying, "I believe in the power of stories to bring families together, forge friendships, build movements, and inspire children to dream. And I couldn't ask for a better partner than Apple to help bring these stories to life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to support women, young people, writers, and artists in reflecting the world as they see it." No word in the piece on when the extracurricular content will start rolling out. No macOS Ken Live this week, but do you have a few minutes for In a Few Minutes? Word last week that we can't change the music default in iOS 14.5, but Siri can learn to change it, got my AI brain whirring. The after-show co-host Mike Rose and I consider Apple's virtual assistant. The show is called In a Few Minutes. Look for it and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.